How's it going, Rafa? This is Richard Bergner with PYP Boxing. How you doing, brother? How you doing today?
Everything's going good. Swell just finished getting training, so doing good.
How you been, man? I said, I've been seeing you here in the gym here past few days. How's everything looking? What you been up to?
Everything's good, man. Just been sharpening up, trying to do my thing, get back into rhythm and flow, so I'll be ready for fight night.
So we heard you got signed a little contract here recently. What you got on the horizon?
Yeah, so right now we're doing a thing with Zufa, a 3-fight deal. You know, a great opportunity I feel in this point in my career to cash in on a lot of great things. You know, at the back end of my career.
Now, Ruff, you're 18-1 with 14 KOs. You know, you've been around some of the best in the world, some of the best gyms. You haven't been active very lately in the past few years, but now you got a real big opportunity, like you just mentioned with Zufa. Let's talk a little bit more about that.
Well, yeah, the inactivities come from, you know, trying to do a lot of things myself, trying to keep my career to float. You know, I definitely with an 18-1 record, you know, it's not that very easy to get, you know, opponents and things like that. And working on the outside sources, you know, had a lot of, you know, things come in, but it didn't feel like it fit the job at the time. But with the Zufa thing right now, it's great. It's great for me to, you know, show my talent right now.
You know, even with the inactivity in the ring, I still always see you, you know, everywhere in gyms. I see you sparring every weekend. So it's.
I mean, the dream never failed, man. You know what I mean? Just stay maintenance, because you never know, like, an opportunity like this come, you know. Some guys stay all the way out the gym. I at least try to stay in, active, and do things where my body stay, you know, to float. Because it's always that phone call, man. It's always that phone call that might come in, and then you thinking like, man, I ain't got rhythm, I ain't got timing. So I stick around with the youngest, you know, keep my time and keep some type of boxing in my soul.
Okay. Let's take it back a little bit to the beginning. You know, every fighter has an origin story. How did boxing become part of your life, and what drew you to the sport?
Oh man, I come from a boxing family. You know, my uncle was a world champion, Olympian. My dad fought for 2 world titles. Also was a great contender. The sport dawned on me. You know what I'm saying? It was something that wasn't pushed on me, but it dawned on me. I had the opportunity, you know, tell my dad how to beat guys and watch fights. You know, I kind of like grew up as a fan in boxing, and it always stayed there. You know, my dad always wanted me to do other things, but boxing picked me, I guess.
So it wasn't very pushed on you. You chose it. You did.
Yes, it definitely was. It was something that I chose and had the opportunity. You know, I probably would have had it easier if I was in Chicago with my family. Probably, you know, came down here to Texas 17, 18 years ago, looking for my own path. You know, that's what I did. You know, with all these fights and everything.
What brought you down to Texas?
After I got out of college, I came down here, had a friend moved down here, and ever since then, you know, life has been life.
What was it like growing up in Chicago? What was your childhood life like, and your family, and how did they help you along this journey?
Man, as they say, it take a village, man. You know, I had love from my aunties, uncles, dads, you know, friends, people's around, grandma, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people kept me on the straight path when, you know, sometimes I lean off, they definitely get me back on. Chicago, definitely a tough place to be raised at, but definitely get you ready for life. You know, I felt like it got me ready for today, you know, the things that I've been through, struggles that I struggle with, you know what I'm saying? Not being from there, I probably wouldn't be surviving today, you know, through a lot of things that I survived through, you know, so, hey, boxing picked me, Chicago built me, and Texas making me, you know what I'm saying? That's just what that is, baby.
So you ever think about going back to Chicago? You're here for good. You ain't never leaving Texas.
I miss my family. I miss the culture and the food. You know, but I love good weather. You know, I don't like the cold no more. But I definitely like the city. But I don't know about moving back. But you know, it'll always be home for me because it's part of my roots and my history. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, you know, I visit. I snip in, snip out.
Now, what did your family think about the Zufa? Who did you talk to before you signed? Did you talk to anybody specific and think, hey, is it a good idea? Or?
Well, I got people's all in and out of the game. You know, I've been asking questions about it. You know, looking at things. When I first heard about it, you know, I was kind of like iffy about it. You know, because of the certain ways that, you know, the stipulations that they have. But you know, coming to learn about it. And one of the other fellow fighters that's out the gym, you know, had the opportunity to fight in it, you know, so I had a little bit more insight on how it works. So, you know, definitely sign me up 100%. You know, it's a great opportunity, and my time of career at this point is no better. It gets no better.
Now you touched on a subject, a question I was about to ask. Like we said, you know, you're 18-1 with 14 knockouts. Do you feel like this Zuffa opportunity is coming at the right time in your career? I believe it's a perfect time. It's a beautiful time in my career at this point. You know, by my career has been a roller coaster, up and down. You know, trying to stay busy, trying to stay active. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do things on my own, even though I've been with great promoters and things like that. But I think this will keep me busy, and this will give me something more to look forward to. You know what I mean? Be like one of them greats. Now we know you've had ties to PBC, a lot of other promotion companies. I mean, obviously we know you've been around for a long time.
Exactly.
It's some of the biggest shows. What ultimately, what was the determining factor that said?
I think some, like, the time I've been locked in, like, promotional deals. I've been locked in a manager deal, and when some of the opportunities that was coming, you know, it just wasn't the right time, you know. And then, you know, I had a big thing on the hook, but it fell off. But I think it just wasn't the time, and everything that God prepares and God knows, you know what I'm saying. So as He guided me, and now it's the day. Zufa gave me the opportunity.
Now, with the Zufa introducing the heavyweight title, and you know, with the Ring magazine being involved with them, is this something that's your immediate goal to work?
Man, definitely, because it attach you to the greats. You know, Ring magazine, you know, all the greats that held it. You know, Zufa something new. I love to hold something new and be a part of something new, right? It's almost, you would be that trend factor. Like, man, I was the first one that held that belt, or I was one of the first ones that ever did that. You know what I mean? So that's great.
Now, let's say, you know, after your 3 fights with Zufa, everything goes great, and you get an opportunity, you know, with the WBC, WBA, or to continue the Zufa path. What is more lucrative to you? What appeals more to you?
I think, like you said, if it's appealing and it's great for my career at that time, you know, Zufa gave me an opportunity, and if they give me, you know, a further opportunity to succeed more, I'll do it. The WBC or the world titles come there, I'll definitely do that, because with Zufa, you know, it's going to lead you to that route, because you're fighting competition. You know, it's still competition. Everybody coming to fight. So it's almost like a king of the hill. You get to be the king of the hill. You the man. So even staying with Zufa or coming out of the Zufa, out of that deal, you know, it puts you up there. It puts you in position. So everything else is going to be for me, you know what I mean, to dwell on it.
Kind of like you said, I just saw like Brian Gorham, a Zufa athlete, on the Ring
exactly.
card just last week. He looked great. So
exactly.
Obviously the opportunities aren't there. You're not completely locked in,
exactly.
tied down. You know.
Yeah, you're not locked in, because you know the Zufa is locked in with Real season as well. So it's opportunities also with Zufa and the Real season. So you'll get those opportunities. You know, when those times arose, you know, you want to look great. You know, and look, I'm 40 years old, and I'm trying to be like one of them greats, like George Foreman, you know, Bernard Hopkins, you know, them guys that did it, you know, beyond that age, and I know I can do it too, because I got less mileage on me. So of course I want all that opportunity, all the smoke.
Now, what have they told you about your opponent, and what do you know, and how are you preparing mentally and physically for this upcoming opponent?
Well, we got a young guy, you know, young. He young and he ready, you know what I'm saying? I be in the gym in and out with young guys that's ready, you know what I mean? Sometimes I gotta step in and do what I gotta do, you know. It's gonna be hard to, you know, slow a young man's career down, but I gotta do what I gotta do to stay eating and provide for my family and myself, to stay in this path. Like I say, it's the king of the hill, you know what I'm saying? He's just one person that's in my way that I have to clear my path to get to the rest of them.
Now, what you don't have to go too in detail with your game plan, but what do you feel you can capitalize that made you want to really take this fight? Did you know who you'd be fighting before you signed the contract?
Yes, for sure. I knew who I was going to fight, and I saw it. You know what I mean? Young kid, you know, it's all about they coming out fast. So to beat speed, you gotta have timing, right? So pretty much so, we timing, and I have speed myself where they probably wouldn't even see coming, but definitely timing, man.
I saw him fight in Florida. He looked like a powerful fighter, but I think you have a significant height advantage, and I'm assuming to reach along with it. Is this something that you're looking to?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. You know, we always like to stick the jab. We always like to do things, man. I've been in the ring with world champions, all types of people, pressure fighters, hard hitters, fast punching fighters. You know, I've seen it all in my career. You know what I mean? What if it was in sparring or inside the ring? So I think with my experience, I'll be able to, you know, oppose a lot of things in that ring.
Now, you can touch a little bit more on what led to some of your inactivity in the past few years, and do you think that'll affect you in the ring any?
I think all that's more is mentally. You know, once I get in that ring, it'll ignite that excitement of where I want to be. Some say, you know, inactivity can bother you in different ways, but like we said earlier, I stay in the gym. I stay maintenance in my body. I stay moving around, you know what I mean? So once I'm able to take that fight and put it on my pace, we'll be okay, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we got to iron a couple of kinks out in the beginning of the rounds. We'll see. You know, if the fire burn early, hey, we just got to get with it or fall, right? We can get with it.
And for the people that don't know, when is the fight and how many rounds is the fight?
The fight will be May 10th. The fight will be, this will be an 8-round fight.
An 8-round fight.
So it'll be good. It'll be in Las Vegas at the Apex. We gonna rock.
Now, outside of your professional boxing career, we know you've been a lot in training and mentoring young fighters in the community. What does that role mean to you? I know I've seen you at gyms, a lot of different places. Other jiu-jitsu gyms training the boxing, and why do you do that? Because not every fighter does that.
Well, man, like I said, man, I've been around a lot of the greats that inspired me and gave me the game, gave me great gyms, and I like to pass things down. You know, a lot of times in life, you know, people keep a lot of information hidden, and I like to give information. I like to see kids grow because they the future, you know what I mean? And as long as I have some knowledge to share with them, I'm gonna always give it and be there, because the youth is everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm now, but these same kids, some of them look up to me, even adults, you know what I mean? But if I can tell them how to do it better and how to do it the right way, that's my path.
And what do you say to those that are kind of somewhat of gatekeepers and they're not real quick to want to help out the way
like gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying? I feel those insecure peoples, you know what I'm saying? You know, like when somebody on your back and you don't want to get up, as long as you do your part the correct way, it's going to always stay there. You know what I'm saying? If you're dead or alive, it's going to always be there if you was a great person. So it's going to be gatekeepers. That's part of the game. So that's why you got people like myself, you know, again, the game, to see how to get around a lot of the hoops and the loops, because in boxing, man, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of doors you got to go through. Sometimes you're thinking, just like they said, God can bless you and the devil can bless you, and that's the same thing in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You would think all is good, but really the bad person blessing you into something that you don't even know you finna see, you know? And that's just how that is.
Now, you can really tell that you enjoy sharing your knowledge and building relationships in the gym and just in the boxing world. You know, I've known you for many years now. Probably the longest person I've known in the whole boxing industry. What do these relationships mean to you personally?
Man, it's good, man. You know, when the future things, when I step out of the game, you know, I'm easy. It'll be easy to work when I help young fighters or fighters, period, to do certain things and to walk those same paths that I'm walking through. Like, I'm already making a trail in the snow for them, you know what I mean? So those relationships, like, life is about relationships, man. Like, some people don't have the relationships and they can't open the right door, you know? You have, and boxing is one of them sports. If you don't know the right person and the right person don't like you, you'll never open that right door. You'll just stay put, you know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, definitely. I've always seen you as one that pretty runs neutral. You know, you don't see you really ever picking sides or anything like that. And one last thing, is this the beginning of your second career, and after you retire as a 3-time world champion?
hey, I'm always be a champion in spirit and life whenever, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm done, I'll definitely be known as a champion because of my ways and because of me. I'm me all day, you know what I'm saying?
I got a few rapid fire questions for you.
For sure.
Let's see what you got here. Speed or power?
Both.
No one's ever said that. Toughness or IQ?
IQ.
Come forward or counter strike?
I like countering. And I like both of them, actually. It just depends on how the fight going.
Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson?
Muhammad.
Floyd Mayweather or Terrence Crawford?
If we talking about in our day, I'll take Terrence, but both of them great fighters.
Canelo or Chavez?
Canelo.
And your favorite fighter of all time to watch is?
I'll say myself, my family, my dad, my uncle, you know, because them the people that started me into the sport, you know what I mean? Although it's a lot of great fighters that I like to watch, but that's where I started from, and without them, I probably wouldn't be in the sport today, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, a young up-and-coming amateur that you're looking forward to, that hoping does big things in pros here from the Valley, or maybe even from Chicago, an amateur that you're...
I mean, it's so many amateurs, man. That's why, like, I be around. Some I know their names, some I don't. You know, but I'm always looking, like this area, South Texas, hey, somebody coming, even from Chicago. I'm always rooting for our local guys, man. It's always to see somebody good come from your area. Like, man, I know that kid. I saw that kid fight, do his thing on a level, you know. Sometimes it's that kid that we're not even looking at, you know, that just leap over everybody.
Now going back a little bit, when you hear the word boxing, what's the first word and what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Go time, man. It's action. It's action.
Now, if you can sum up a little bit about what boxing has done for your life.
Man, boxing put me in rooms that I never thought I'd be in, took me around the world, met a lot of amazing people along the way to taught me the game, you know what I mean, that I probably wouldn't have knew today, you know what I mean, and by coming and entwine with these peoples, I know myself better than I would have known when I was younger fighting, you know what I mean, certain defensive things, certain things to fight in the ring, how to move, you know, so boxing have done great. No bad things to say about it. The business, I can fight it all day, but the people is excellent.
And when you finally hang up your gloves and you decide to not fight anymore, man, we'll still find you here in the gym, I imagine.
Of course, man. Boxing is part of my life, man. Even when I'm not fighting, you see me in and out of the ring, you know, helping making fights in the corners. You know, I'm always going to be around it no matter what, you know. The only way I'm going to be out of boxing if I'm walking and my 6 people walking me to my final resting place.
I appreciate your time. Good luck out there, and we look forward to seeing you wrap up training and we watching you on TV, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too for having your time, Richard. Always, man. You always gave me opportunity, man, and definitely thank you and respect that all day.
You the man. Much respect, brother.
My man. Yes, sir.
Yeah.